Hello. Today I'm going to educate you in the Earth, Moon, and Sun system and how that affects life on Earth. The Moon orbits the Earth and the Earth orbits the Sun. Besides keeping all of it from drifting off into space, this has some interesting effects. Seasons are the 4 divisions of the year that exhibit specific traits and are caused by the tilt of Earth's axis, which is 23.5 degrees, causing more sunlight to hit the northern or southern hemisphere as it goes around the sun. The seasons are known respectively as winter, spring, summer, and autumn, and they each take up a quarter of the year in the temperate zone. In the northern hemisphere, winter begins on the winter solstice between December 20th and 23rd. Spring begins on the vernal equinox between March 19th and March 21st. Summer begins on the summer solstice between June 20th and 22nd, and autumn begins on the autumnal equinox between September 21st and 24th. Seasons are caused by the revolution and rotation of the Earth as well. The revolution is the Earth's orbit around the Sun, which takes a year, or 365.25 days, and the rotation is the turning of the Earth on its axis, which takes a day, or 24 hours. Since the moon always reflects light from the sun from one side, and we only see half of the moon, the amount of reflected light we see changes, causing moon phases. When the moon appears to be getting bigger, we call it waxing, and when it appears to be getting smaller, we call it waning. The first quarter is when half of the moon appears after getting bigger, and the third quarter is when half of the moon appears after getting smaller. Crescents are any amount of visible moon less than half, or what we call a quarter, and gibbuses are any amount above a quarter up to a full moon. The full moon is visible as a complete circle and appears in the middle of a cycle, while the new or invisible moon starts it off. The complete and in order lunar cycle goes as follows: new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, third quarter, waning crescent. Tides are rises and falls in water level caused by gravitational pull from the moon and sun. The tidal bulge, resulting in a high tide, is lined up with wherever the moon happens to be in space, as its gravity has the most effect. The opposite side of the Earth has high tide as well, so high and low tides each occur every 12 hours, making them at 6-hour intervals. The highest high tides and lowest low tides occur in what we call the spring tide, when the Earth, Moon, and Sun are lined up in either the full or new moon phase. The least amount of tidal change occurs during quarters, when the moon forms a 90-degree angle with the sun and their gravitational pull is not combined. This is called a neap tide. There are two types of eclipses, where the shadow of one celestial body falls on another. Solar eclipses occur when the moon is between the Earth and the sun and its shadow falls on Earth. This only happens during a new moon, and you can only see it during the day. A lunar eclipse happens during full moon when the shadow of the Earth falls on the moon and the Earth is between the moon and the sun. This causes the moon to look red and dim. We don't see eclipses very often because the moon and Earth's orbits are both elliptical and not perfect circles, so they don't always line up in the same plane as the sun. Also, total eclipses only happen in the darkest part of the shadow, called the umbra, while people in the penumbra get a partial eclipse.